Alright, so for today's tutorial, we're going to be making this fun little moss stitch bandana. And I did add some little hearts to the end of my ties here. And the first sample here is made with Bernat Handicrafter cotton. And my second sample I have made with some Malabrigo Pima cotton. It turned out slightly smaller. I also added the little hearts on the end. This one's a little loose, but it's okay. It looks like a leaf, and this one kind of looks like a heart. Anyways, this is what we will be making following today's tutorial. Supplies needed. I used a 6mm crochet hook. However, I am a tight crocheter, so if you crochet looser, you could size down the hook. I also used yarn, of course. Sample number 1, I used Bernat Handicrafter cotton. This is a 4-weight yarn, 100% cotton, and the sample was made using the Coral Reef colorway. And then the second yarn I used for my second sample was made with the Malabrigo Pima cotton, which is also a worsted weight or number 4 yarn, and it's the Mixed Berries colorway. If you want to make this bandana in a different yarn weight, I would highly recommend it. You may just need to add some more rows or less rows depending on the weight of yarn you choose. However, I would recommend using cotton or linen, silk. A natural fiber would work best for this, simply because you want it to be light, you want it to drape. Maybe you have some bamboo yarn or maybe you have like Lion Brand Kobo or Lion Brand Turbo. That would work really great for this. You want it to be light, you want it to drape, you want it to be really breathable. I'm just going to pull up my sample over here again so you can see the finished bandana. You can see the stitch density, and it really is super light and flowy. That's what we want for this project. We don't want it to be dense. The other supplies you're going to need is a tapestry needle. You could use a tape measure if you want to measure it. I would also highly recommend some locking stitch markers for the first couple of rows to make it easier for where to place some of your stitches, and of course a pair of scissors to cut your yarn at the end. Alright, I think that's it for supplies, so let's get started. Okay, so we're going to form a magic ring. If you cannot form the magic ring, you can use a chain 2. Place all stitches in the second chain from hook. So I'm going to chain 1 into the magic ring. Now into the magic ring or into the second chain from hook, you're going to place 1 single crochet, chain 1. I'm going to place a locking stitch marker into the first single crochet, just like that. Then I'm going to place 1 more single crochet, and I'm also going to chain 1. I'm going to place another locking stitch marker in my single crochet. The chain 1 counts as my turning stitch, so it does not count as an actual stitch, only for the end. Now I'm just going to slowly pull the ring closed. I'm going to turn my work. Now I'm going to place a single crochet where my yellow stitch marker is. I'm just going to remove that. Then I'm going to place a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to place a single crochet in between the 2 stitches. So I have a red stitch here, and then I have this blue stitch. So I want to place it in between, and I'm just kind of pushing the stitches apart so I can see the space. I'm going to insert my hook, single crochet, chain 1, and then I have my orange locking stitch marker here, which I'm going to remove, and I'm going to place a single crochet and a chain 1 in the last stitch. Now I'm going to turn my work. My first stitch here, this red and pink one, single crochet, chain 1. Now I have a red stitch and I have a blue stitch. I want to place another single crochet between them. So in the chain space, single crochet, chain 1. Again, I have a blue stitch and I have a purple stitch. I want to go between them in the chain 1 space, place a single crochet and chain 1. Now my purple stitch is the last one of the row, so I'm going to place a single crochet, chain 1 in that stitch. And this is what we're going to keep doing, is we're going to keep placing a single crochet, chain 1 in the first and last stitch of the row, and each of the chain spaces we're going to be placing a single crochet, chain 1. It gets easier as you keep going. So the first stitch here, I'm going to single crochet, chain 1. Now I have a light purple stitch and a dark purple stitch, so I want to go into the chain space between the two of them, single crochet, chain 1. Now I have a half light, half dark and a dark stitch, so I want to go in between them right here. I have a chain space, I'm going to go there and place my single crochet, and I'm going to chain 1 after. Now I have a dark stitch and I have a lighter stitch. I'm going to go between them right here into the chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1, and I have the last stitch here, which is a light one, so I'm going to single crochet there and chain 1. And for the sample bandana, I did 25 rows of moss stitch. So we're going to turn our work, we're going to do that again. Single crochet in the first stitch, chain 1. Now I'm going between the two stitches here, so I have one here and one here. I'm going to place my hook here, single crochet, chain 1. I go between these two stitches right here, place the hook, single crochet, chain 1. I have 2 light stitches here and I have a chain space. I'm going to go into the chain space, single crochet, chain 1. I'm going to do that again, single crochet, chain 1, and I have my last stitch here. I'm going to single crochet, chain 1. So I've already done 5 of my 25 rounds. I'm just going to continue in pattern, placing 1 single crochet, chain 1 in the first stitch, 1 single crochet, chain 1 in each of the chain spaces across, and 1 single crochet, chain 1 in the last stitch until I run into 25 rounds. So I'm just going to do that. And if you are struggling with this, just be patient and kind with yourself. This stitch can be a little bit harder to get started when you are starting with so few number of stitches. But obviously, as you can see, once you get 3, 4, 5 rows going, it's very, very easy to keep going, and it gets easier to see the stitches, and you kind of understand where to place your hook after each round, and you really start to understand what to do. So don't be so hard on yourself if you are struggling. Okay, so I thought I would just show you I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 11 rounds so far. This is what it looks like. And I do want to just say that I am a tight crocheter, so the reason why I chose such a big hook compared to my yarn size is because I want this to be loose, flowy. And of course, if you have looser tension than me, feel free to size down your hook, and of course change the yarn. Use whatever you want. This is Bernat Handicrafter cotton with a 6mm hook, and it's a little bit more dense, but I do love the loose, flowy texture of this one. So I'm gonna just continue the last 25 rounds of moss stitch off camera, and I will meet you back when I have finished those. Okay, so I have finished my 25 rows here. Of course, if you want to make yours longer or shorter, feel free to do some more rows or do less rows. Now, once the bandana is the desired length and width you want it, we're going to turn it and we're going to crochet down the side. So I have a stitch here, I'm going to place my first single crochet here, and then I have another stitch here, this red one. I'm going to place a single crochet there, and I'm just going to casually single crochet down the side, placing them in evenly as possible. If you get some puckering, just place more stitches or less stitches. I did not count how many stitches I put down the side. I kind of just went for it. Yeah. So you can see mine's puckering right here, so I'm going to go back and add an extra stitch there. So if it's starting to pucker, you need to add another stitch or two. If it's starting to ripple, you are adding too many stitches. And I'm kind of just going in the side, trying to hit every stitch. And this will give the bandana a really nice finished look. And we're just gonna, oh, I got a big yarn tangle. So we're just going to crochet down till we get to the little point here where I have my tail. And again, I'm just placing single crochets. I feel like I'm kind of covering up the work as I crochet. I'm sorry if you're very visual. I just like to grab the fabric and kind of pinch it in my hand to give me better control. I don't know if anybody else crochets like that. I think it's just a stylistic choice. I've never seen anybody else do that. Okay, and I'm almost at the point here. Just a few more single crochets, and then I'm going to lay this flat so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see I have my very long side here, and I have my shorter side. You can see I've placed all these single crochets and it gave me a really nice neat edge. Not that this side's not neat, but it's not as neat as I would like it to be. Then I have the two, so I have my blue stitch here and my red stitch. I'm going to place a stitch between the blue stitch and the red stitch to kind of turn that corner, and now I'm going to place a single crochet in the red stitch. So I have turned the corner, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to push my yarn tail out of the way. I'm just going to place one single crochet down the long side here, just like we did on the other side. And of course, if I'm crocheting too fast for you, pause the video, rewind, slow the video down. I'm just placing my single crochets down the side like I did on the other side, just to create a really nice finished look. It also helps avoid cutting the yarn and giving it a finished look at the same time, so I really like that. And then once we get up to the point, we're going to work on, what am I trying to say? We're going to be making the strap. There we go. My brain is totally having a moment there. Just gonna pull out some more yarn. And I'm almost to that point there. So close, right there. Now I will place one in that very last stitch there, just so I can really get into the point there. Just gonna lay it flat to show you. So I ended the long side here and I ended on the right. Now I've crocheted down this side around the corner, or around the point, and then I've crocheted up to the next point. Now it doesn't matter if you're on the left or right side because we're gonna repeat it for both sides. Now I did make my straps pretty long on this. crocheted 47, I think, for this round. Yeah, I'll just make it the same to make it easy. So we're going to chain 47. And it doesn't matter if you're in the left corner or the right corner up here, as long as you're in one of these corner points and not down at the end. Because if you're down at the end, it'll look very weird. So I'm just going to chain 47. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, 25, there's 30, 35, 40, all right, 47. So if you want to make your straps for the bandana shorter than I have in my sample, that is fine. Just make sure chain as long as you want and then add 2 extra chains to the end. So now I'm going to go into the chain away from the hook here. So second chain from hook. And I'm going to place 2 double crochets. In the second chain from hook. So double crochet number 1, here's double crochet number 2. Then we're going to place 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. Then we're going to place 1 double crochet, 2 half double crochets, 2 double crochets, and then I'm going to place a slip stitch. Oops, into the ring. What am I doing? Mine came out super loose, so I'm going to rip this out, and I'm just going to tighten up the last 2 chains a little. Of course, if you don't want to make the hearts, you can just leave them out. So again, into the second chain from hook, 2 double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 half doubles, 2 doubles, and a slip stitch. I'm also just going to I twisted this. Are you serious? There we go. Just gonna go into the first one and kind of slip stitch this closed. A little loose on me. Not sure why it keeps getting loose. My goodness. Okay, this is the closest we're getting. And now I'm just going to place 1 single crochet into each chain. We're just going to do that until we get to the main body of the bandana again. And of course, if you don't want to crochet the hearts, because if you're like me and you're struggling for getting your tension in your little shape to match, see, it kind of looks like a circle, which I'm fine with, honestly. I just kind of want something to dangle there so it doesn't get lost and I can easily retie the bandana. But of course, if you don't want to do that, you do not have to. You could just get to the end and then in the second chain from hook, just start placing single crochets all the way down the chain here. And if yours kind of crinkles up like mine, I would just grab it and just give it a little bit of a tug to even it out. Because as you crochet into the chain, the tension will be changing. So it might try to crinkle and curl a little bit on you. That's totally normal. Oops, my yarn caught everything today. So you can see mine's kind of crinkling and curling. I am just going to straighten this out. Give it a little bit of a tug, and now it'll lay flat. I'm just going to keep going. I'm almost to the end here. Okay, just a few more stitches. Okay, that was my last stitch. So now I'm going to just single crochet. Single crochet across the top of the bandana. So I'm not doing moss stitch, I'm just going to single crochet evenly across. And I'm just going to go in the chain spaces because that'll be easier for me, but if you want to go into the single crochets, that's also fine. It doesn't matter which stitch you choose to go into as long as you are evenly crocheting across. Sorry, I'm just going to move my yarn because it's freaking everywhere. We're just going to crochet across until we get to this corner, and then we're going to chain 47 again, make our little heart, and single crochet in each chain back until we get to the corner, and then we will just do a little slip stitch and fasten off. So it's not super hard. It is a little bit time consuming. It might be a little bit frustrating when you start this project. I know I definitely get a little bit frustrated doing the moss stitch occasionally, especially when you're starting with so few stitches. It can be kind of hard to see where to place your hook, where the next stitches are supposed to be going. Okay, I hope I've untangled my yarn for the last time today. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the last stitch, single crochet, and now chain 47 again. There's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, there's 40, 45, and 47. Okay, so second chain from hook, 2 double crochet, two half doubles, oops, double crochet, two half doubles, two doubles, and a slip stitch. It's gotten a little bit stretched out. I don't care at this point. And I'm just going to single crochet back down the chain. I have to stretch my yarn a little bit so it'll look more like a leaf. There. I don't know why, but I struggle with crocheting hearts right now. It's not like it's even hard, I just am having a hard time trying to make the hearts look nice. I think it's because I have to crochet into the chain and I really don't like doing that. Anyways, I'm just going to crochet down the chain. Until I get back to the body of the bandana. Okay, that was the last stitch, so I'm just going to place one more stitch in the corner here, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And then I'm going to grab some scissors. I'm going to cut my yarn, leaving a nice long tail, and I'm going to pull through to fasten off. There you have it. So we just have two little ends to weave in, and you have a finished bandana. Mine looked like a little bit more like leaves this time and not hearts, but I still think it's super cute, and it'll be super easy for me to find the straps and tie it on. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Sorry if it was a little bit out of focus sometimes. I'm not used to crocheting into the camera yet. Anyways, let me know if you make your own. I'd love to see it. Thanks for watching.